Hiya, it's Claire Spalding and you're watching my branding blog for My Brand Story. As always, I'm here to help you build a truly authentic business and brand that will connect. So hold on. And actually, this connecting is actually an important word in this week's blog. And it's something that I say all the time, and now I'm taking a stock check and applying it to my own business. Connecting. It is a really important word and a pretty important factor in human behavior. We want to, with people, we want to connect with other people. We want to have that unity, that tribe, that following. You know, without connection, we do feel lost. And it is a natural, it's a natural attribute, it's a natural desire for all human beings. So with that in mind, I had to think about my business, and it was an interesting one to think about. Because you have to be real in your own business. You have to be present. You have to be authentic. You know, all of those things in order to connect with your tribe members, your target market, in order to build a relationship. If you're always presenting your best possible self and you're not showing your authentic side as well, it will become sort of one level, shallow, superficial, and not juicy and real, and then no real connection is built. Like friendships. I think what I want to try and say, what I'm trying to get to here is, I had to realize that it is important to show everything. You know, as a business that's branding myself and my attributes and what I offer, I need to show you what's happening in my life. I need to show you what I'm about in order to build that connection with you. So really, I needed to take a lesson out of my own book, which was it was interesting. This has been an interesting vlog to write. As a marketer, some would say old school marketer, you know, over 14 years now, when I was studying, it was always presenting it with marketing and with communications. Back in the old day, pre-digital, yeah, I'm that old, that you had to present the business or the brand in its best possible light. You had to put it up there on the stage, on the, you know, pinnacle to people to aspire to, for people to draw to, and people to want to be, to follow, to be guided and be inspirational. And you don't show the other side of it. You only show your best possible self. You know, I'd say, like in the old days, I've got a good personal example, beauty contests. So beauty contests are still around, but they're not as revered, I don't think, as they used to be. When women were presenting their true self, they dressed up with perfect hair, wanting to save the world, and that was what they were judged on. Marketing was much the same. Was much the same. You know, you had to present what was aspiring and what people would connect to, and you don't show the other side. You don't show what's happening in the background. You know, it's the duck, as I always say, the duck's gliding, but you don't show all the nitty-gritty at the bottom to get to the duck, to look so smooth. And that's what I learned, and that's what I applied in my years of marketing. And I think for me, it has been a real learning to watch how this has evolved and how this has actually been flipped on its end, or flipped on its side, 180. You know what I mean? It has changed. And the marketing that we are seeing now, the authentic marketing that we are seeing now, is very, very different. So for me, I've had to really think about that. Like, how do I present myself? When I'm talking to you in the vlogs, I feel like I knew that I had to show my true self, but there were parts of me that I would hold back because I didn't want you to think that I didn't think you would want to know other parts of my life, and I didn't want my personal life to take away from my professional. It was very separate, as it always has been. But I've worked out that it actually isn't, and it needs to be more entwined, as this is me and my business that I'm promoting to you. So in the world of digital marketing and social media and everything that is instant, it's not like the old school advertising on TV or radio. It is instant marketing. So you need to show things that are happening right now. Instagram Live is a perfect example of that. You had Instagram Stories, Instagram Live. People want to see what's happening right now. They don't want to see it a week later because then it's not genuine. So today, I made a big point for myself is I wanted to show you on my Instagram stories what's happening. I'm recording my vlogs because this is my main point to the point today is, you know, I'm pregnant, and I think it took me a long time to tell you that on Instagram or on my social media or my marketing, because in my mind, I didn't want you to think that it would take away from what I'm offering and my business and my brand. And I thought to myself, oh, if I tell people that I'm pregnant, they might think, oh gosh, she's going to drop off and we'll never see her again. And she'll lose her priorities in work. And I was really afraid of that, because for me, my work is one of my most important factors in my life, and I'm very driven by what I do. And I was speaking to another friend, she's also in the industry, she's in actually digital social media strategy. And she said, Claire, it is the wrong way to think about it. You need to share your story, because people as well are doing the same thing. You know, my target market, you lovely women and men, are mothers, fathers. You are probably mompreneurs, you have your own business, you're doing everything I'm doing. So why not share with you my experience? Why hide that back? Because you get it. I remember when I hired, my best hiring when I was in corporate was a mum. She was the hardest worker. She did all the hours. She didn't faff about in the office. She was there and she was dedicated. And that is what I am. I'm here and I'm dedicated. So why do I not want to show that? So she said, Claire, you need to start sharing that. You need to start telling people your experience. So this is what I am today. I'm sharing with you my experience. I am 38 weeks pregnant. And you see, oh, things are harder now. I'm moving slower. I'm sleeping less. And I'm starting to plan for the D-Day, which is a bit late, I guess, because I've been so busy. But now I'm thinking, okay, so today is my vlog recording day. I have made a plan to record 8 vlogs so I can get myself, so you can continue to get the content from me whilst I'm in the trenches, in the milk, the feeding, the sleeping, lack of sleeping, the nappy changing trenches. I'm still going to be here and I'm still going to be presenting content to you, but I've had to plan it. I've had to say, okay, well, let's be realistic, Claire. You're going to be a little bit, you're not going to be 100%, are you? So today, that's what I'm doing. I'm planning my vlogs and I'm recording my vlogs so the content is continuing. So I'm continuing to give you what I promised and set out to deliver. And so that's what made me want to write this, present to you, is about the authenticity of your life and your experiences and how that makes your business and brand authentic. So I have to go back to this whole authentic message and authentic brand, and hiding elements of myself and my life in my business and my brand is actually holding back and not allowing extra connection with you. And that is something you should think about yourself. You know, do you always look at social media and think, oh gosh, they're doing this so much better, they're so brilliant, and it sort of makes you feel inferior. But then when you watch Instagram stories that are real, and someone that's saying, oh my gosh, I'm struggling today, or I've had a mind blank, or I've had a bad day, you relate to them and you build a more relationship, and it actually gives you more confidence in your own work. You're like, this successful business is doing it and they are having some struggle, so am I. So it makes you actually validate your business and makes you want to drive harder. And I think that that's really important, because as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, mompreneurs, we need to build and feed off our community to be stronger, not be in isolation like we feel like all the time, and not feel that if we do show this side of our person, then people aren't going to want to follow us or buy from us or build a relationship with us. It's the opposite. They want to build a stronger connection, and they will then connect with you, and that is the key. I've got another example, and it's something from my life, and I think I was about 13 or 14, and I was at my cousin's wedding, and I remember she was having her photos done, and they were sitting there, and then the photographer said to her, can you put they were writing, signing the registry. She said, she was right-handed, he goes, can you put the pen in your right hand, because then it looks better. And she looked at him, and she said, okay. And she did it. And in that mind in my head, as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, can't remember, I do vividly remember thinking, why would the photographer do that? Why would they put an inauthentic message out there? She was a right-handed person. So why set up something that wasn't real? And that for me really stood in my head, and I thought, that is so important. Just to get the right perfect picture, she had to be inauthentic. And I think in that moment that it ruined the whole moment. It should have been about what they were feeling, getting that connection and getting the moment of them signing and being happy, not her trying to hold a pen that wasn't natural for her. And even then, at that age, I thought that is not true and that is not true and authentic. And she wasn't connected. She was then uncomfortable, and it just set up a fake image. And I think that that is important to remember. We see all of these posed images, but if you really think about it in your social media, go to your stats. What are you getting the best stats for? The best reaction, the best comments, those candid, fun images of you being you. That's what I found after I spoke to my friend about this pregnancy thing. That is what I look back on. I look back on those moments that are real, and they're the ones that connect. So that's what I want you to look at today. I want you to look at the way you communicate, the way you present yourself. You're presenting yourself as a business, as a brand, whatever. If it's a person, work out what is appropriate. I don't think you really, I don't think you've got to work out what's on brand, but be real. Take away from this being authentic and building a connection and not holding back what is real, but still being on brand. If that makes sense. Still being, consistent in what you do, and with your messaging being, like for me, I always have my tea, and that is a point today. I don't have tea today. I thought, oh my gosh, I need to make tea for you guys, because I always have tea. The reality is, I haven't drunk tea since I've been pregnant. I've had herbal teas, but I cannot have the caffeine. It has been so upsetting. And I told Toby, my partner, in my hospital bag, I want him to bring a thermos of my tea, because I've been told the minute I give birth, I'm going to have all of these cravings back. So honestly, all I drink at the moment is water. So I'm drinking water, and I thought, why bring a cup of tea down if I'm not drinking it now? Be honest and be real. And those are things as well. Those are the things that you need to do to be connecting. And that was my point before. So I would have a tea normally, because that is what I'm about, and that is normally what I'm about. So think about your things that make you you. Usually my dogs are around. They've deserted me today. I think it's too good weather outside. But things that make you you, and things that people connect with. So that's what this vlog was all about today, and I want to ask you to have some stop and reflection. Are you being real, or are you just presenting your best possible self? Add some natural parts in there. Add some great, and that's what social media is all about. Have these days where you're having a bad day, to say it. You're having a great day, say it. But don't always share your great days and not your bad days, because people also don't build relationships with that either. They want to see warts and all. They really, really do. And it has been a big learning for me as an old school marketer. That was really hard. So what I want you to do today is I want you to look at how you communicate. Work out what's working best. Go and look at your stats. See what emotions are working, and start just folding them in. Still have your business objectives, but start putting some personal attributes in it till you can start connecting with your target market, because that is where the gold is. And that is also the beauty of this new world, this new digital world, that I think we should all play into as marketers, as business owners, as everyone that is trying to connect with their target market. Be authentic, be real, and be consistent. And this is something that I've had to learn, and I've had to learn of myself. You can preach, but you have to have a stop check and ask yourself, are you doing the same thing? So yes, I am pregnant, and I am proud to be pregnant, and I'm not going anywhere, and I still am dedicated to my brand story. There we go. That was my insecurity that I've been hiding. I've let it go. I'm still going to be here, and it's still very important to me, but I'm not taking away from being a mum for the first time either. So I can do it all, just like a lot of you mums out there, and it's okay to say that. Oh gosh, I feel like I've been in therapy. It's quite nice. So have a stop check, have a think about how you're being authentic, about what's real with you in your life. Communicate it, plot it out, have a think and test it and see if it works for you. I'm pretty sure it will. From my learning, I'm pretty sure it will. Well, that was my vlog for this week. all about being authentic and true to what you are as a person and a brand, and making sure it comes through in your social media. Don't just present your best self. If you like this vlog, please subscribe, please share with friends. I want to share the branding love, and I want people to have more power and knowledge to then push their brand and be authentic and actually have that strength and knowledge. Knowledge is power. Also check out my website, mybrandstory.me. I have a blog brand pack, and it's all about building consistent brand messaging and consistent brands. And this is vital for your business, and it's an online course for 5 weeks. Check it out. It is a game changer when it comes to setting yourself as an authentic brand and connecting with your target market. Pop over. I also have a 20-point branding checklist. It's a good starting point. Sign up on my website and see where you're at. It's really interesting to see. Ultimately, I want you to stay true to your brand story, because what you have to offer, nobody else does. And that was quite an interesting point for this week's vlog. What you have to offer, nobody does. So share it, and don't be afraid to share it. I'm Claire Spalding. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Getting up so hard.